What? YouTube and Twitch. I think I'm doing both. I think I have it set up for both. I don't know what I'm doing. Do I ever know what I'm doing? Look at that terrible line in the sheetrock where the electrician hacked the freaking outlet in. I need to fix that. So much to do down here. So much I've already done. It's so much nicer down here. It's so much cooler down here. It's easily 10 degrees cooler down here than it is upstairs. A little more humid, although it's actually not. It's about the same humidity right now because it's humid as hell outside. But that's life. So anyway, I can't see anything. I need to bring my bigger TV down. I have a very little TV here. Viking! Come hang out for 5 minutes, Viking. I'm not going to do this for very long. Liz! Anybody wants to come hang out? There's the link. I'm not going to do this for very long. I'm just testing everything. It's kind of hodgepodgely set up. I was trying to make it neat, and then I just got lazy and in a rush and slapped it all together. But it's all down here, or most of it's down here. Most of it's hooked up. Everything seems to be working. I do have sound and everything, I'm assuming. Everything is good. Bob! What is up, Bob? How is life? Much more space down here. Lots more space. I gutted this place. This place was full of so much junk. There's still like one left thing. You can barely see it, but there's an extra bed right there. That's got to go away. That's like the last major thing I need to haul out of here. Then I need to fix things like that, where they cut the power in for that outlet like 20 years ago. Believe it or not, there used to be a wall here and not at the beam, like halfway down. Hey, non fam. Like, well, you can't see it, but behind this beam, there's a wall right here. And that's actually a bathroom now that you can see into, but you can't. It's not really a bathroom. It's just a little closet with a toilet in it. But you can't see the toilet, so I'm not worried about it being closed. On that wall was the original wall that went down. It's basically in a line with this line of ceiling tiles. And back there was just a little hallway that had housed, back when I was younger, housed the refrigerator and freezers and just, it was like a little storage pantry area when we were kids. And this section was Dad's wood shop, actually, back then. And then when my father got sick, I gutted that wall, 3, 4, 5 years ago? I think it was like 5 years ago now. I gutted that wall, put the bathroom in, put this little half wall in that's not finished because I ran out of material and I ran out of time. I literally, they told me 3 days before they sent my father home that he couldn't stay in the home anymore and had to come home, from the home to the home. So anyways, I did all this in 3 days to make this livable for him because he couldn't get upstairs, so he had to be here. There's a walkout door right here that you can't see, in a window and everything. This is a walkout basement. So I built a whole apartment here. There's a little kitchenette here and a refrigerator and all that. I did it all in 3 days. So I gutted the wall, gave him room, brought chairs down, brought beds down, bought new beds actually. Blah, blah, blah. And housed my father down here for the last section of his life. Anyway, I moved down here because it is freaking humid. It's not even that hot. It's just stupid humid here. Even more stupid humid than it normally is here on the shoreline. And it's much cooler here. It's still humid down here, but it's easily 10 degrees cooler down here. So I moved down here. So anyway, what's everyone else doing on this Sunday? I keep thinking today's Monday. And it's not Monday, it's still Sunday. It is still Sunday. Again, if anyone wants to jump in, please jump in. I need one other person to talk to. And I want to see how everything's working and everything. I got to bring the other TV down. Right now I have a little itty bitty, it's like a 24 or 27 inch. How big is this thing? It used to be my kitchen TV. It is 24 inches. And it's a TV. Sergio! Jerry! Yeah. Well, you're in Arizona. You live on AC. We live on heat. AC isn't a big thing around here, although it's turning into it because, that stuff we're not going to talk about. Anyway, we're not going to get into the whole, actual science of that they try and make politics, but so anyway, I'm in the basement and it's actually kind of nice. It's all cleaned up. I freaking cleaned and vacuumed this thing like 6 times in the last 3 days. I started, you can see where I stopped. I started ripping the ceiling tiles out again because the first time I did, we bought all the ceiling tiles and I ran out of time before we had to bring my father home. And I never replaced them all. They're not bad. They're just beat up and we had them. So I was replacing them. And there's like mouse crap up there and stuff. Tom is in the bomb shelter. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's actually kind of nice down here. It's quieter. Like, not only is the shoreline, I mean, this wall behind me that I'm facing is normally what you'd see behind me when I was upstairs. And the train tracks and the sound and the boats and the people are all like a mile away that way. And it's awful quiet down here. You don't hear all the trains. You still sort of hear. I mean, they're less than a mile away. They're right at the end of the driveway. So they still vibrate a little bit, but they're not like stupid loud like they are up in my room. And the whole beach commotion is almost completely deadened. All the people over there's a whole complex that got put in like 15 years ago. Not complex, but another street that wasn't there my whole life. And all of a sudden, 10 years ago, they put in a road and 20 or 30 houses. All those lawnmowers and people doing stuff, which, it's not a big deal, but it's just noise, which this is white noise, lawnmowers and crap. And you don't really, I notice it because it was never there, but you don't really notice it. It's not that big a deal. Now it's all gone. It's like dead silent down here. The loudest thing down here is the refrigerator. And him. There is one guy that lives over here, it's massive. He's like the second largest landowner in the town. It's all undeveloped property over there, but he's got a huge, he just actually passed away, but his kid that just moved into there, there's it's almost like a plantation down there. You got 4 barns and animals, and it's like a half farm, half plantation, all snobby, snooty, richy Ritz, which, that's fine for them. But they get going with their leaf blowing. That's the only downside I can see here is they get going for leaf blowing. Leaf blowing for them is like a month to clear all that property because there's probably 4 or 5 acres of lawn over there, just lawn. And then another 2 or 3 acres of I have that's woodland lawn, which is just, it's cleaned property. It's not cleared. They left all the trees and everything there, but they're not. There's no brush. Basically the same thing I did. But I did it to an acre. They did it to 5 acres. So they start leaf blowing. It's a non-stop thing over there. Sergio, jump in. Here, I'll give you the link one more time. Did your little badges work, Sergio? Did you print those yet? I need to get something to drink, too. What is up, Kilroy? Long time no see, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Long while. So anyway, yep. So I moved down here about, 3 days ago I've been staying down here, but really today's the first full day I've actually been down here. Yesterday it was my mother's birthday, so all my family was here, like all of them. So many. I have such a big family. Love my family one at a time. Not all at once. But it was all right. It was too hot, so they didn't stay very long, which was good. They're only here a couple hours, most of them. But anyway, so there's that. Here, you want the quick tour? There is the outside. That's the 1970s original windows. Look, you can see outside. Whoops. I got caught in the power supply. Outside, that's my clothesline. That's the old dead pine tree that I cut down because it's grown into my septic system. That's my little, whoops, it's my little kitchenette I have now. And over there is the way you were looking anyway, so I don't need to go over there. But it's like twice the space I had before. My room is about, well, it's that half. Because this beam is the wall upstairs that goes between my bedroom and the other bedroom. So it's basically those tiles on the other side of this beam is my bedroom going, beyond the little bathroom into the door. Because it goes another 4 or 5 feet beyond what you can see there into like a hallway to the door up the stairs. It's got all my clothes in a little plastic bin and an old copper cabinet. It's not actually copper. We call it the copper cabinet because it's copper colored, but it's an old like 1960s metal cabinet. It's been there since the 1970s. It came from the old house because we built this house in 1970. Still needs a little remodeling work. Needs a lot of remodeling work, actually. Still has the original 1970 windows down here. They're not good. They are falling apart. Seriously falling apart. Kind of like me. But anyway, so there's that. But I have room down here now. I got like shitloads of room down here compared to what I had in my room. And my room's actually pretty roomy. I'm guessing I have more space down here than most of y'all have in an apartment. There's a lot of space down here. The only thing I'm lacking now is a shower. And I can put one outside because there's water lines right on the other side of this wall. I was actually thinking about it. No, I'm not going to move the printers. I don't plan on staying down here for very long. I will do probably September or October. I'll go back upstairs. It'll be too cold down here. I like the cold, but it gets too cold down here. And I mean, I can heat it and everything. It would be fine, but why? 484 square feet. Let's see. That's actually pretty big. How big is this? This is, if you take out the bathroom, it's 24, 32, half of that, 16 minus the staircase. Actually, the staircase, that is half. The staircase is on the back half of the house. The staircase is dead in the center. So, $24 by 16-ish. That's exterior. So say 22 by 16, something like that. My brain, I used to do that kind of math in my head. Now I can't. Let's say 22 times 14, just to be on the safe side. 308. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's about 308 square feet right here that I just acquired here. This was all full of crap 3 days ago. Like, full of crap. Like, I had friends stay here for a month that they come and visit. all the time. They usually stay in a camper, but they didn't want the camper because they had other things to do. Blah blah. This was open at that time, so I had them down here. But this wall where I have all my stuff, which is full of boxes of mom's junk, just junk, and it all went away. Hey Renee, no, Jordan's not in my basement. Wrong country. I have more space than he has. I think I do too. It's freaking. This is like huge. This is almost. This is as big as my apartment was. It's a Sergio.
It is me.
It is you. Are you sure you're you? You're not another Sergio.
No. I was at a birthday party last night, man. Didn't get home till like midnight. And it was a little girl's birthday, but
So
they're
that's like
good
6 hours past your bedtime.
Yeah, way past.
Yeah.
But they had I had to go because the last time I went to a party there, so they had these guys come out and they make tacos. They bring all their equipment to the party. And I actually put it on my Facebook page. If you check it on I did the whole
Do I not? I don't think I
thing.
have you on Facebook.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
I,
on
I
Twitter.
posted it last night. So I started drinking, and of course I stopped at 8:30. I stopped because I knew it would take a few hours before my alcohol level would go down. So I didn't leave till almost midnight because I had to wait, for the alcohol to leave the body.
Sergio Lewis, he's genius. The genius. I like to call you the genius because I can't
Genius.
pronounce. 'Cause I can't pronounce crap. No, see, it does say we're friends, but I never see any of your posts. Why not?
I don't know.
It says we're friends.
Maybe not. You might have to.
No, it is. It's you because your thing is a picture of you and your wife and two kidlets, or those your. They're
No,
all your grandkids. That's your granddaughter, ain't it?
yeah, it's my granddaughter. Yeah. And we
So I
got
thought
another one coming. Got a little girl due in on Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, so it'll be two and two granddaughters, two grandboys.
all your posts are like happy birthdays and stuff.
Yeah, the last one was last night. It was a birthday party that I went to.
No, but it says your birthday. That's literally the last post on this. Maybe you have two accounts that I don't.
No. Huh. You know what? That is possible because I do have a company, but I
No,
don't. I'm
this is
pretty
your
sure I
first.
didn't post it to the company Facebook page.
Because the
Huh.
last. Matter of
I
fact,
might
doesn't
have to
even
check
show
into
you
that.
posting anything.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check because I know I got some comments on it last night, but I have to check and see. Hold on a second. Let me see.
Somebody hack and
Facebook.
clone your Facebook page and then just collect
Yeah,
the information. Although it's been around for a
you,
while.
you never know these days. No,
No, this has
it's
been
on
around.
there. Look, right next to me, it says your story. I see it right here. Are you looking at this page? Right there. It's the second. This second one right here. It's the one I posted last night. Is it not visible to you?
Nope.
Should be. I see you on there. Tom, I have you as Tom Llama Makes. And
Because this is what I got here, Sergio.
okay. Oh, you don't see the yeah, it's not showing up.
Yeah, that's weird.
Um
Because it says we were friends and I
that's
could
interesting.
unfriend you.
All right,
It's showing no posts from you since like These are all people talking to you, but nothing from you. And like Zolan on your birthday, it's not even showing any of your. Oh, there you go. That's the last one, June 6th.
No, there should be one from last night. That's
That's
interesting.
Facebook for you.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up on you because I can see it.
No, you can always see your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. I just thought of that as Renee said. You did it in the stories, and I wasn't looking in the stories. I was just
Okay. You got it now?
no, I'd close the window out.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Well,
look later.
yeah, because it's in the stories. Yeah, that's the one I posted last night.
I usually don't do the stories. I usually just do posts.
Yeah, yeah. So little girl turned 6 last night. And then we did fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yeah,
Are they illegal?
I should have of course it's illegal. It's illegal almost everywhere.
Officer Sergio doing illegal things.
They don't bug you for fireworks unless somebody gets hurt.
Yeah. They're pretty easy about it here. The only time they really come after you is if I have a few friends that used to do these massive like production style shows.
Oh yeah,
and they weren't even pissed about it other than when it gets that big and you get a lot of people watching them. They're like, you should have called the town hall and we would have just had, a couple cops show up and have a fire engine ready just in case, and that's all they get pissed about.
Hey, Vince. Yeah, I'm over here doing a lot of practical prints and doing prints for the kids. Like,
what are you first aiding? Would you cut your finger?
Stuff like this. Oh, he turned around.
Yeah,
he gave me his back.
Drink. I'm still watching. I just got to get something to drink. Like, got really thirsty all of a sudden. Okay, where'd my glass go? I had a glass. Where'd my glass go? Oh, there it is.
Alcohol?
No.
I was going to say.
I should. I have Coke. I brought my rum down.
Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of changes in here. Putting up a bunch of LEDs. Getting ready to hang up a bunch of pictures. But now everything got delayed because I ordered those couple of those pictures to be done on, fracture. They put it on glass.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and both of them came broken. The box was smashed, so I took pictures of the box before I opened it, and opened it up, and sure enough, they were both. Yeah, sure, they were both crushed. The box came taped up. You see the tape on there?
Yeah.
It came taped up, and you could tell because you see how these things were in the box. And if you look at the box, the glass, you see the glass on there, it's all broken.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's all cracked. And the other one too, both of them. So that was a shame.
You know what kind of pisses me off, and you'd get this working for yourself, kind of like I always did, that the company has to be responsible for the fucking stupid, pardon my French, shippers.
Yeah, it's obvious.
It's obvious pay that USPS, UPS,
that
FedEx,
this, you see that
job.
Hold on a second. Let me get rid of this. If you look at the box, you see right here, you could tell it was, like crushed. And of course, it was opened. So I guess they opened it to check it, but they sent it anyway.
But this one, we pay a lot of money to ship stuff, and they're not responsible to do the job we pay them for. There's just something wrong with that.
Well, I knew something was up because I was supposed to receive this Wednesday. and that's the date that it was scheduled to be here because I paid extra for quicker shipping, and it didn't get here till Saturday. Yesterday is when it got here. So I knew something was up.
I just don't. I don't know. Of all the things in the world that we pay money for, to have a company, USPS, UPS, FedEx, all of them,
Actually,
they don't have to do their job. We're supposed to just pay them, and they're not responsible to actually do their freaking job.
this was USPS.
Yeah, but still.
No, I mean UPS.
Which you're shit out of luck now because they're going on strike tomorrow.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Or so they're threatening. Tomorrow or the day after. Tomorrow or Tuesday.
So I made this, making up some first aid boxes with the fuzzy skin. That's nice. The fuzzy skin on there?
Yep. You like that, huh? I never got
it
to work.
Kind of neat.
It always drove me nuts listening to the printer try and make it. Printer sounds funny as it's jiggling.
I want to start printing some of those those things that Jerry did. He did the he posted he did a YouTube video on the what do they call it? Hue something.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The
that's pretty neat
with 3D printing with the different. Yeah, everyone's been doing that. That's pretty cool. It doesn't work on a Mac though.
Oh, it's really, really cool. Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't work on a Mac though.
Yeah, HueForge. Yeah, HueForge. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like the way a lot of those. I got to do some puppies for the little girl.
Can't use your Mac though.
No, well, I haven't used my Mac, and well, you got my Mac.
Well, that's true. Oh, I thought you got a new one when you sent me that.
Nah, I'm not going back to Mac. I mean, I got enough iOS stuff. It's a pain in the butt going between Mac and Windows and Mac and Windows, and you forget stuff. And I'm just sticking with Windows.
Yeah, I just stuck with Mac because it's just more reliable for me. But they both work. Anyone who's picky about one or the other is full of crap.
I will admit that Mac is a lot easier, like to bring in, start, like loading programs and apps and stuff. I mean, it's really simple, but Windows goes through a bigger process, but still.
Yeah.
And nobody hacks well, at least you haven't heard of anything going through iOS.
Yeah. Apple's a little more secure, but
yeah,
that's just until somebody decides they got pissed off enough at Apple to want to hack them.
Yeah, so
it is a little harder because a lot of people bitch because it's it's a closed system, and it very much is. But that's what makes it good in some ways. It makes it bad in others, but it makes it good. Someone like me, 20 years ago, I was all into switching motherboards and upgrading video cards and adding memory and hard drives. And now I just don't care. I want to turn it on and have it work and do the job I expect it to do. And I just don't want to play with them anymore.
Yeah, it's like me. I used to build all my own computers and everything else.
I was all into it.
I stopped doing that.
But I will say,
it's fun.
I've ran them both side by side my whole life. And the one thing I will absolutely say is Mac OS is 100 times more stable.
That is true.
It's more stable. Because it's so closed.
When I started my bulletin board service back in the 80s and 90s, I had a bulletin board service. That's, when, and had dial up. I had 8 phone lines. And it got so crazy that I actually had to rent an office space downtown. Actually, that's when I rented the office space because I couldn't get. It was a real problem to get 8 phone lines at the house. So I
You're
rented
talking
them.
dial-up days, man.
Yep, dial up. That was interesting though. And we used to have a meet every year. So we'd set up a meet at a hotel, ballroom or something, and we all the people from the BBS used to come down and everybody meeting everybody, and it was neat. It was a neat experience.
I remember Genie. Who
And
remembers?
then the internet started growing and BBSs started going out the window.
Mm. Yeah, that was a long freaking time ago, dude.
Yeah. We're in 2023.
Most of the kids writing the code today weren't even born then.
That's true.
Yeah,
So I stuffed myself with tacos last night, man. These guys are amazing making these tacos. We're trying to get them for my wife's birthday in August, but they're already booked. But he told us that just keep calling him because they do get cancellations. So if they get a cancellation on the week that I need them, or either the week before or the week on or 1 week after, we can still do it somewhere in there.
91, 92. God, I was on the internet for almost 10 years before that.
What year?
Jerry was saying he started getting on the internet in 91, 92.
Oh, well,
I was on the internet in high school, for crying out loud, and that was in the 80s.
Yeah, but all of that stuff was all static pages that didn't, it
was text-based, basically.
Yeah, text-based.
Genie. I don't know if you know what Genie was, but Genie was actually one of the first original. It wasn't the first, but it was the first publicly shared internet service, and it was GE's international store service. That they said, you know what, we can make money and not pay for our store, GE internet connections by leasing it out at night when the company's not using it.
Yeah.
So you couldn't sign on before like 6 at night. And from 6 at night until like 4 in the morning, you could use GE net. And it would cost you I think it was like $4.99 a month.
I can't remember what I used to pay. It was sizable, but money was coming in from the BBS. It was called the Silver Spring Exchange.
How very nice for you.
Another friend, a Chinese guy who I knew, and he actually started his BBS, and his was pretty big too. It was going, so that's when I decided to start one. Got all my advice from him.
It is what it is.
How to do this, how to do that.
You're dating yourself, Sergio.
Yeah, well, hey, look, I am an old fart. What can I say?
Yeah, me too.
What it is.
And you're older than I am, and that's hard to do. Because I'm pretty freaking old.
What?
I am ancient. So anyway, it's so much nicer down here. It's still hot and humid down here, but it's just like I am not just dripping with sweat like I was upstairs.
Oh, is this new? I just noticed that in the StreamYard window you can actually chat in there now. Or was that always there?
What do you mean?
You can actually chat. I don't remember.
No, yes. Oh, you can actually respond now?
Yeah.
Oh, guests never used to be able to. See, I always could because it was mine.
Yeah, you have to connect to comment. So it must be new. Yeah. So I'm connecting. A separate chat window opens up and you have to log in. I see. Wait a minute. Let me see. Yeah.
So now you can actually go into the chat, huh?
Allow.
No, that wasn't there through StreamYards.
Oh yeah, it's there. Now you can post.
We're going through StreamYards, Bob.
Yeah, because I remember before, if I wanted to post, I used to have to leave another window open.
Yeah, with the actual either YouTube or
If
Twitch window.
Yeah. Well, now you can actually chat from within StreamYard. Interesting.
That's new. I didn't know that came up.
Yep.
Because the other thing that it's not that new, but they did the whole you can rearrange your windows too. You can make your own custom window setups. These are all ones I did.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
can
have to
drag them
keep
around
up.
and switch them.
There's a lot of, I know that they've come up with a few things. I didn't know about this though. That's interesting with the chat.
We'll go back to the stock one.
Now I don't have to keep two windows open. Yeah, I can close this one now.
Yeah, see, I was always the host too, so I could always chat because only the host could chat. Guests could never chat before.
Pretty neat.
Nerds.
Let's see.
Well, what's his face bought StreamYards there? What, a year or two ago? It's been about a year now.
What's that?
You realize StreamYards got bought out?
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
So it's not the same two guys anymore?
They still run it, but they're owned by another company that does literally the exact same thing. And it's funny because they shared features. They were almost the same system.
Mm-hmm.
They shared a lot of feature. EVAC or EvoMac or EvoMac or something. I don't know. You'd have to look it up. But it's another. It was more of a business streamer, kind of more like I don't know. It was more like for businesses and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So they kind of like back and forth shared features, and the other one is for business, and StreamYards is for public.
Gotcha. Oh,
But
yeah.
they share a lot of their features back and forth with some crap. You'd have to look into it. I don't know all the details. I just know they got bought out.
Also,
basically, from what I understand, the company that bought them, just wanted features, and they did like the math and said to have somebody recode their system that they've had would cost more than just buying that. And they were like, you can keep StreamYards all you want. We just want some of your code for our little business thing. We're not even going to compete with you. It's just one's for business, one's for public streaming. And StreamYards like, okay, give us money.
There you go.
That's what I understand anyways. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard. That's basically what they said. Because I used to watch the StreamYard Sunday live stream where they used to cover everything. Back when they were still new. And that's kind of when I stopped watching it, is when they got bought out. I figured they'd go away. But they really haven't. They pretty much stayed separate, I guess. They just share technology back and forth.
Oh, let me pull out my prints. Yeah, done.
Seemed like it was more of an investment than it was an actual purchase. What is that 3D printing help?
Oh, Sergio, don't be dropping stuff.
Everybody's converted over to YouTube. I just noticed everyone's on YouTube. Even the people that started out on Twitch are now on YouTube. YouTube's so much better. Twitch is going. I never liked Twitch all that much. I mean, I used it because I get paid from it, but it's not worth it. I get like $100 a year out of it, if that. And it just sucks. I'm sorry. I never.
Twitch Before I didn't have many spools. Now I got more spools than I can shake. Oh, the camera went all the way over there. Yeah. Come on. Hey, get over here. All right, let me fix that.
It didn't want to. It's more interested in the bamboo.
Let me close that. You can discard. There we go. I can get to my control.
That is so sad.
Before I spools were, I wound up printing a whole bunch. Now I got too many. because now a lot of the filament that I've been ordering from Bamboo came with, or with spools, and I got 4 new ones with the new AMS, and then they sent me 4 spools for the full spools with filament for the anniversary. So if you were an original Kickstarter, they sent you 4 rolls.
Really? That's not bad.
Yeah, I got it like a week and a half ago, something like that. Yeah, it got here pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't really stream that much anymore, Kilroy. I haven't streamed in like, I don't know, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And even then, that one time I did was just a short little blip. And it will be tonight, too. It's already been 40 minutes. But I'd like to stream, but even like when I'm out in the garage, it's just like I lose. I start working, I get into what I'm doing. I keep forgetting about the stream or recording it or
into the chat. Yeah, you don't pay attention to the chat.
Yeah. Do you like the Bambi? He does like his Bambi.
Oh, I love the Bamboo. Are you kidding me? A matter of fact, I'm thinking of putting another AMS on there. I think I want to put a third one on. I mean, the system just works so well, and it's nice to have. It would be nice to have 12 different filaments loaded. You don't have to go and start loading. You keep the ones that you use most,
It's just
and that's it. It's freaking awesome.
I should freaking get the palette running. I just haven't.
You have what, the palette too?
Yeah.
A lot of people complain about problems with the palette, and
it's a lot of setup.
Yeah, that it is. But once I got it all set up, I was printing just fine with it.
Yeah. See, that's what I hear from anyone that's stuck with it. Said once you get it running right, you have to be a little more selective about what filaments you use.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's a lot of setup. But once you get it set up and you know its little quirks, it's easy and fine. It's just
the hardest part is tweaking the, when it splices the filament, the cooling, the compression, and that good stuff. Once you get all that set, for the most part, unless you get a new filament that just is not gonna, you'll have to redo all, do it with that new filament. But with the ones that I use, I only use like 3 major brands. That's Polymaker, Bamboo Lab, and of course Printed Solid.
Yeah, so I use mostly. I got so much mix match now, but I just found an old roll of freaking bright red unopened hatch box. I think I bought like 3 years ago. I never opened it.
Yeah, I still got like 1 or 2 different filaments around. I mean, there's a few different brands that I have that, but it's mostly Pet G. Most of my PLA is Bamboo and Printed Solid.
You're going to find a lot of people complaining about the Bamboo now because it's been out long enough that it's starting to actually wear out. There's just people that abuse it. There's people that overuse it. And like anything, if you sell 100 of them and you're 99% good, one of them's still bad.
Yeah.
So, you sell, I don't know how many they got out there. They've got to have 100,000 easily out there. Easily.
Oh my God, there's much more than that. I mean,
which means you easily got 1,000 bad units. If you're 99% perfect, you still have 1,000 bad units, 1,000 issues. Some glue didn't hold right, or some rod didn't get formed correctly, or a gear had, a glitch in manufacture. It's just gonna happen. And I'm not.
In my opinion, what I think happened was the first ones that came out, they were so on top of them. There was, that they wanted these things. They had time, and they got them right. And then when they started mass producing them, they missed a few things here and there. And
as with anything,
But they make good with it. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, they are pretty good.
if as long as you told them, you know, showed them the problem, blah blah blah, they were taking care of them as far as I know.
Only thing I really don't like is their cloud setup. I just don't trust it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I don't trust. They're all like, oh, but they're from DJI. DJI has been threatened and proven multiple times that DJI steals information. Like when you go to use the DJI software, and people don't realize when you use DJI freaking quadcopter, it freaking phones China to let it know what you're doing. It's like crazy, insane. They've been sued over it a couple times.
Yeah, the problem is that they're in China, so trying to sue
Well,
them
that's
is
just
like,
it. And everyone's like, oh, well, they keep their information private from the government in China. They can't. It's against the law. In China, if China walks in and says, we want your information, they have to hand it over. It's not like here where you can say, talk to our lawyers.
yeah.
In China, you just hand it over. You got no choice. It's either that or go to jail. There's no law saying you get to keep your information to yourself. China
But
owns everything.
I
mean,
I
it's
know
not
that
quite
it's a
that
pain.
bad, but
It's a pain in the butt, but you don't have to go through the cloud if you don't want to.
no.
You can just put it on an SD card and print. But yeah, that's a pain in the butt too.
Yeah. I just ordered. I'm gonna freaking. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. It's all Chris Riley's fault.
Uh-oh.
I bought a. There's a new MKS board that's specifically made for Clipper, and has the it's like the Big Tree Tech one. It actually came out before that, but they never released it for some reason. I guess they had problems with it. But anyways, They have released it. The new they call it a skipper board, and it's got the Pi built in and everything. So I'm gonna have to learn Clipper. On the positive side, I ordered it not paying attention, and it's back ordered until August.
Well, yeah, like anything else these days.
But
I have one piece of equipment that I ordered over a year ago, and now it's not scheduled to get here till August.
yeah, but because it's back ordered, I got it for half price.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
It was only $35.
If you don't mind waiting, hey, half
So
price, not bad.
in my attitude, I was talking to my brother. He's like, for $35, even if you don't use it as a 3D printer board, it's still a Raspberry Pi basically for $35.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a bigger board, but it's Raspberry Pi for $35.
I still got a bunch. I got probably 3Bs around, and I don't think I'll be using them. I mean, I have one because I need it for the palette in use, and keep an extra for that. Actually, I got two set up already for the palette. One's already on standby in case of anything.
Yeah, Royal know me. That I had the same problem. That's why one of the main reasons I never liked a duet. Everyone was like, "Oh, get the duet screen." The freaking screen was almost as much as the board, and the board was twice as much as any other board at the time. I mean, you got the screen. When I bought my duet, because the Llama Core was originally duet. That was the very first board I ever put on it, and I ran that for like a year, and I got rid of it. I actually sold it to Walter. Walter bought it from me for almost full price. I was like, I can't afford to freaking replace these. Like, buy the board you want. Let me know how much it is, and I'll take your duet for whatever the board was.
Walter, Country Walter?
Yeah. He bought my duet. And I liked the duet. It was all right. The one thing I didn't like, the two things I didn't like it. I didn't like that it didn't have a screen. And you had to buy their screen. And it's stupid because everyone I know that's into computer technology said there's absolutely no reason for it other than they're too damn lazy to just recode it so you can plug a regular 2004 screen into it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is all I care about. I just like her. I want to be able to walk over to it. If I walk up to it and say, "Oh crap, it's screwing up," I want to be able to push a button and stop it. I don't want to have to go back to my phone and sign in and while it's doing whatever wrong that it's been doing the whole time. That's what I like about the MKS board. I didn't order it, but that also has a clipper screen you can buy a clipper screen for it for like $35. So again, you can have the stupid screen on it. Yeah, it's exactly what annoys me too.
That's my grandson made that for me. I'm getting ready to hang it up there with the rest of his stuff.
Oh God, I thought that was a print at first.
Yeah, it's on camera.
When you rolled it, it kind of looked like it looked like one of those Hugh Ford's 3D prints.
You see, Gelo? Gelo is short for grandpa in Spanish.
Figured that.
He's always bringing me pictures. If I start hanging them all up, I'm going to wind up covering that whole wall behind me.
That's all right.
He's in camp now, and I pick him up every day at 3:30.
He's at camp, but you pick him up.
Camp Sunshine. Well, yeah.
Stay at camp. When I went to camp, my parents dropped me off and said, "See you in 2 weeks."
Oh, here it's a day. It's a day camp.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
We have a couple of those here. There's one really, I guess it's famous. I didn't realize it was so famous, but there's one in Chester that's on a pond. I guess it's like they import like kids from the city that are, never. There's kid. I didn't realize there's kids that never like seen a tree, like woods. I mean, they've seen a tree growing here and there, but they've never been in
like
the woods.
To the woods or something like that. Yeah.
They've never been, they have no comprehension of it. They've lived in the city their whole life. And they, a lot of those are less fortunate. They try and do it. They work with like cancer, the kids' cancer stuff, and they bring the cancer kids to the camp and let them hang out for a week. And I guess it's like, I didn't realize it was so famous. We all, we know about it. It's local. It's only 2 towns over. We all go hang out and swim there because there's the camp lakefront and then regular town lakefront are side by side. So we see the camp kids there hanging out.
Yeah, I never really got to see the woods either until I moved down to Maryland, I think.
Oh, God, I grew up in the woods. Like I said, dude, when I grew up, when we built this house, it was this house, the house over here with his little, I call it the plantation because that's basically what it is, and one house over there. Within a mile of here, there was nothing else. I could walk in the woods for almost a mile that direction and not see another house. Now it's like there's 3 new roads in there since I was a kid on the other side of the swamp. We used to go through the swamp and go hang out, and we used to call it the horse trail. We used to there's a horse farm like 2 miles that way, and we used to get horse lessons, and she let us get on the horses, and we'd all go all the way through, go through his property, come over to our property, go through, and go all the way there and ride horses all through the woods for like hours. Just ride horses all day long.
When I bought my first house, townhouse, I bought it brand new, and we had the woods in back of us and it was a decent walk through there. And one day I came home from work and they're knocking down all the trees. And I'm like, what? And come to find out, they put a public school behind us. Yep.
That's not something I want behind me.
Well, luckily it was an elementary school. So.
Yeah. Still a lot of loud kids. I don't like loud kids. I like children, a child or 2. I don't like large groups of children. Large groups of children are loud and obnoxious. I know I was one. It was a long time ago, but I still remember. And I was not a good one.
Quarry, swimming. Oh. Climb a cliff to go swimming.
I've done that. Yeah. There's a quarry in Niantic that's like 4 or 5 miles away from here. That was originally supposed to be the dump. And they were digging it out to like put the roads in, and they hit a spring and it flooded the whole place. So they never actually put the dump in. But it was just this big, deep, like it was only like 20 feet around, just this huge lake, but it was only like 20 feet of cliff and this like pond. We used to jump off the cliff into the water till we weren't allowed to anymore because it was like stagnant and got slimy and kids were getting sick from the nasty water, I guess.
Yeah, I grew up in New York and I grew up in Brooklyn, and yeah, I lived in
You
right
never
next
saw this
to an
woodside.
industrial area.
Did they even
So
have trees in the corner?
I mean, you know what? On my block, on the street that I lived on, there were no trees until so on that street, I don't remember any trees being anywhere on any one of the streets. But if you went around the corner on the side streets, you would see one or two trees here and there.
I lived in Westbury, Rhode Island. I lived there for like 5 years.
Well, see, I lived literally right next to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. It was like the entrance to the Battery Tunnel was like maybe 200 feet, 300 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't sound pleasant. I like my woods.
Oh, you talk about noise. Every time all those trucks and everything going down there. Yeah. And every time the emergency equipment, because the station that responded to any accidents in the tunnel and all that stuff, they were literally right on the other side of the tunnel. And so every time they came out and had to come down into the tunnel, lights and sirens and everything. So yeah, that was an interesting. Do you remember a movie called The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight? You don't remember that? It had to be in the 70s. It came out. Well, one year, there's a gas station that's on the corner, and there was a hit on one of these mobsters, because we lived in an area where it was basically
the mob, yeah.
Yeah, the mob. So one guy sat on one side of this guy's caddy, the other guy sat on the other side. Put him in the middle. And so they came out of the gas station, and as they drove in front of my building, they both shot at him, missed him, and shot each other. And then the car crashed right on the corner. It crashed.
Idiots.
And everybody was making fun because they called it the gang that couldn't, from that movie, The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight.
Yeah. Well, I know it's all right. I lived there for a lot. My brother lives there now. Lives in Westerly. Best part of Westerly was I don't know if it's still there. Actually, I think it still is. There's this Chinese place in Westerly, Rhode Island, right next to the train station. That was to die for. Some of the best Chinese food. And honestly, it wasn't the Chinese food. They made the best Chinese cocktails ever.
Chinese cocktails?
Yeah, they're I want to say pina coladas, but they're, pineapple juice and rums and vodkas. But you go in there and it's like, you go to a normal Chinese place and you get the little, you get a glass like this big of freaking $10 or whatever. You go in there, it was like $4.99, and you got this freaking 16-ounce freaking monstrosity. You go in there, and I mean, back then it was, $3 or $4 was a lot of money for a beer. You could go there and spend $5 and get shit-faced. We used to go there and just hang out in the bar after work. Because I worked at Lizer Sound. You guys don't know who Lizer Sound is, but
that's like when I went to Colombia back in the 70s. So the exchange rate was $27.50 to $1 American, right? A beer cost you 2 pesos. And when you returned the bottle, you got 1 peso back. So literally the beer only cost you 1 peso. So that means that for $1 American, you could buy 27 beers.
No.
Talk about cheap. We used to get drunk all the time. We were on vacation down there, so that was a lot of fun. It was very inexpensive, but it's nowhere near that anymore.
Yeah. Everything's changed.
Of course, 1970s. What are we talking? 40. It was 76. Was 76 when I went down there. 1976.
That's like 48 years ago. 47
What?
years ago.
No, 48.
70,
76.
75 would
28.
be 48 years ago. Because I'm 58 and I was born in 65. So 75 would be 48. So 76 is 47.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's I thought you said 28.
No, 48. It's actually
Yeah.
47. But yeah, it's a long ass freaking time ago. Yes, I used to go to Cloud9 all the time.
Cloud9 smoke shop and
Yeah, it was a head shop. Because that was one thing that was legal in Connecticut all the time were pipes. You could buy water bongs and rolling papers and as of the 3rd, as of 6 days ago, I can now legally grow my own pot.
yeah, most of the states are like that now.
Yeah. Well,
They passed it here too.
we legalized possession last year on the 3rd. What people didn't know was you couldn't grow it. You could buy it, you could have it, but you couldn't grow it and you couldn't sell it. You could sell it with a license. You had to get a special license. Now
But
anybody can grow it.
possession in most states is a certain amount. Like you can't have.
Yeah, we're like 5 pounds now or something like that.
No, I think you can only have maybe an ounce. I think.
No, not here. Pot's
Really?
legal here now. Pot's legal here now.
Yeah, it's legal here too, but you can only have. You can't have like, pounds of it.
Yeah, you can have pounds of it. The one catch is you can't have it broken up for dealing. If you have more than like, I don't know, a pound that's broken up, they'll bust you.
Hey, look, I'll be right back. Get some water. Back in a minute.
Somebody was saying they legalized the plant thing, and they were saying, "Oh, how many can you have? 4 or 5?" And it's like, no, it's like 2 dozen. The legal limit is 2 dozen. Actually, I think it's less than that. I think it's a weird number. It's like 18 or 19. But it could be up to a pound a piece or something. I didn't get into the details, but yeah, I can grow my own pot plants now. Not that I want to, because every time I tried growing a pot plant, it just died on me anyways as a kid, because I do not have a green thumb. I have a very black thumb. I have zero interest in gardening. I used to grow pot plants in my closet in college. I had 2 big, massive pot plants. In the closet. In college, in the dorm. That was the last time I got into that. What is up, Britt? How is life? I'm in Connecticut. Connecticut, Kilroy. Connecticut. Yep, we legalized pot last year on the 3rd of July, and we legalized possession. We didn't legalize pot. We legalized possession of marijuana on the 3rd of last July, and we legalized marijuana basically. Now you can grow it and do whatever you want. The only thing you can't do is sell it. Yeah, we used to be it was legal to have pot even up to an ounce, but it was a misdemeanor up to an ounce unless it was broken up for sale. If you were selling it, it became I want to say a felony. It wasn't a felony, but whatever.
I did.
Yeah. But now it's just like
camera went out.
Yeah, it really, really likes the bamboo. They still have it as marijuana still has a right to search though here in the state. So if you get pulled over and you're smoking a joint, For one, it's illegal to drink and drive. It's illegal to smoke and drive. So if you get pulled over smoking, you get arrested. And
Oh
then,
yeah, because you can't be
Yeah.
under the influence while driving.
yeah, which is stupid because I'd rather 100,000 freaking stoneheads driving than some of the maniacs that are out there now. But that's all right.
Did you see my
But it's a right to search and seizure. So if
did I
they
show
come
you,
up to your house and you smell of pot, they can actually search your house.
did I show you the pictures of my truck?
No, you never did. You were gonna and you didn't.
Somebody rear-ended me. It was a doctor she was texting. And she admitted to
No,
the
no,
officer.
you were
She was
saying that the other
texting.
night. You got them on your computer? Show them up. Share
I
the
have
screen.
to. I'll do them on the next stream. I have to email them to me, to myself. And oh wait, you know what? Let me get my phone. Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. They should be in my iPad,
Yeah,
which is bigger, and you see it better.
sure.
So,
See, if you had it on your Mac and if you were using a Mac and you used your iPad, you could just pop it up on the screen on your
yeah.
computer from the Mac because they link. It's one of the main reasons I stayed with the Mac because I actually went to Droid phones, and I think the Droids are just. I don't think the Apple phones are any better. I don't think they're any worse. They both have their ups and downs, but I just like that the Macs, like my phone rings, I can answer it on my computer.
That's where she hit it. Hold on. Let me see.
That doesn't even look like a truck. That looks like your bedroom.
No, hold on. Yeah, now you can see a little better there. See the wheel and the hood.
Is that your truck or her car? That's her car.
That's her car against my
I was
truck.
gonna
Hold on.
say, what did your truck get a dent, a little scratch in it?
No, hell no. I'll show you. Look.
So it's not that bad though. You just stove that rear box.
Oh,
Up.
it's a lot worse than you think. Look at the
Really?
bumper. Look at the bumper.
How do
And
you?
that whole
I
corner
mean,
smashed in.
I'm assuming that's one of them big, massive diamond plate step-on bumpers, right?
Yes.
And she bent that thing, huh?
Yes.
She must have hit that pretty hard.
She did.
I mean, I could see the Beamer crumpling because I mean, Beamers are just tinfoil, anyways.
Well, at least she admitted that she was texting, so the officer wrote her a ticket.
I agree with you, Steven. If everyone was high while driving, there wouldn't be high-speed tickets anymore. There wouldn't be accidents. There might still be accidents because they'd be like, "Whoa!" I love the Cheech and Chong one where they're, "Where are we going? How fast are we going? I don't know where we are," and they're like bumped up against the stop sign and they're not even moving.
When you drive through the district, all day long you'll be smelling marijuana.
Yeah.
Somebody's driving and smoking.
Like I said, I mean, I get it, but I'll take 100 potheads driving over one drunk any day of the week.
I was never a pot guy, so
No, I'm not really anymore. I was when I was
anymore.
Well, yeah. Honestly, when I was, yeah, when I was younger, it kind of calmed me down, made me more stable. Now I'm just so freaking burnt out that all it does is make me tired and dizzy, and I don't smoke at all anymore. I haven't smoked any pot in 10 years. About the only thing I do is an occasional gummy bear. It's been longer than 10 years. It's been over 10 years since I smoked pot.
Jeez.
It's been almost 20 years since I smoked anything. Ever since I broke my neck. When I broke my neck, I had to basically quit because it hurt my throat too much. My throat's all screwed up. Where my neck broke, my spine actually curls in really sharp right after my skull and then curls back now. So it actually pushes into the back of my throat.
How the hell did you do that? Car accident?
Yeah.
Oof. Scary.
Yeah. They didn't know how to treat it. They said anyone that breaks their neck like that's usually dead. The only reason why they say I survived is because literally that morning I had just come back from a 3-week backpacking trip up in the White Mountains. And they said your neck and shoulder muscles are probably so tight from carrying the backpack that it held your head in place.
Jeez.
Because they keep saying I broke my neck. I didn't actually break my neck. I broke my skull. There's what they call a odontoid. I'd never heard of this before. It's a little pin in your skull that sits into your vertebrae, into your backbone. So you know how the backbone's actually a disc, and a whole bunch of little discs. Well, your skull actually sits into the top disc with a little pin, and that's how your head pivots and doesn't like fall off. And I actually snapped it off. I snapped the pin right off
Jeez,
of my
great.
skull. And they said most people just die. Your head just falls off. It's like the only reason you really think you're still alive is your muscles were so tight from your shoulder and your neck that it held you in place. But when it heals, I don't know if you ever seen how a bone heals. The bone heals around the crack first. It fills in later. And then when it swelled up, it pushed my backbone forward into my throat.
So you had trouble even swallowing and stuff?
Yeah. Like if you ever hear me when I lay down, I breathe like because my throat constricts. That's why I'm always going all the time too. If you ever all the time I'm doing that. It's not that bad right now when I'm sitting up, but the minute I lay down, my throat starts like constricting. My wife loves gummies. I love gummies too. Gummies are the best.
Yeah, especially the right ones. I like the one. I can't remember what's the name of that company. Remember I showed you all those gummies that I ordered.
No, he's talking about exotic gummies.
Yeah, no, the ones in that
marijuana
company.
Gummies.
They're not exotic.
They're marijuana gummies. He's talking about marijuana gummies.
Oh, marijuana gummies. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't
CBD and marijuana gummies, THC and CBD gummies. That's what kind of gummies we're talking about.
Yeah, gummies, brownies. What are the others?
I always thought the CBD was freaking a myth. My brother bought me some that are half THC and half CBD because I like catching the buzz once in a while, but I don't want to freaking get wasted like I did when I was a teenager. It's like having a drink. You know what I mean? You get the feeling, but you're not out of control. But anyway, regular gummies normally just make me too weird, and I didn't want to eat them. He's like, "Well, try these. They're half CBD and half THC. They're not all CBD." And the CBD is supposed to be good for your, it's a muscle relaxant, basically. Everyone thinks it's some kind of painkiller. It's not. It's a muscle relaxant. But anyway, I blew my back out on last Friday. Not this Friday, last Friday. And it was bothering me. So I was like, you know what? I'll try one of these stupid CBD gummies. I hadn't really tried them. Freaking worked beautiful. Like, I could still feel my back hurt, but I could get up and walk around. And I barely could move before I took that thing. Like an hour after I ate it, I was like, wow, that really does work.
Yeah, I tell you what, we used to every once in a while grab some marijuana, put it in alcohol, and heat it up a little bit, and then let it sit. Man, that is the best alcohol for when you got muscle pain and stuff.
Oh my God.
My problem was I couldn't use it all the time because while I was still on the police department, because if they found
if they found THC in you, you're screwed.
Yeah, because I could walk in one day and they say, "Hey, you got to pee in the bottle,"
Yep.
So I couldn't use it,
Yeah.
But now, and especially now that marijuana is legal here, I can start doing it again because it does work. It's great for joint pain. Let me tell you, awesome.
Yeah, it is. So there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, it didn't work for me," blah blah, and it's like any drug. Some drugs work for some people and don't for others. It's not universal. It's like back when I was a kid, man. When I broke my neck, I could take morphine and freaking everything, every freaking painkiller in the world. I used to eat freaking, what do you call them? Like chiclets. I had freaking liquid morphine they were feeding me when I broke my neck. And I was just like, they were all like, give me more. It's not doing anything. Give me more. Now I take a freaking, what's the replacement for freaking
Morphine, oxycodone.
Yeah, Oxycontin and all of those. What's the new one? Tramadol. I take a half of one of those, and I'm like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack. They're like, oh, these are better. They're milder. They're not addictive, which is bull crap. They are, because my mother's majorly addicted to them. That's all bull crap. But oh my god, everyone reacts different to them.
Yeah.
I used to take Vicodins and freaking everything. The liquid morphine is still by and far the best freaking painkiller ever made. That stuff was awesome. Dude, I had it in an eyedropper when I broke my neck.
I went the other day to get an eyedropper for what?
For morphine.
Oh.
I had a 100% straight up liquid freaking drip morphine. When I wore a halo for almost a year.
Ooh. I had a friend who
holes in my skull.
Who had this real serious back problem, and he was still working. And so they put this pump on the side of him and straight into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
So he could push the button to get some morphine in his system when he felt the pain. And of course, you can only put so much per hour or whatever. Yeah. He said he used to max that thing out all the time.
Oh God! When I was originally in the hospital and they were doing that, and they give you the button you could push, so you weren't constantly calling a nurse. Gotta be like click 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 until the freaking little buzzer went no more. But it was funny because the doctor was describing it to me back in the old days. When they'd give you a shot, they'd give you whatever it was, 2 ounces of morphine, and you get wicked freaking high, and then it wears off. But they can't give you any more. But they're basically overdosing you because by the time it wears off, they can't give you more, so they have to overdose you again. Where those clicker things, you actually use less because you're just getting a little dose like every 15 minutes.
But it's better that way, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it's much better. Much better.
But it wasn't ounces. I'm sure it was.
No, I know, but I was just using that. I don't know the exact.
Yeah, milligrams.
Yeah, whatever it was. I was just.
If you got an ounce of morphine, you'd be dead. Trust me.
Oh, God, I used to carry around a freaking 6-ounce drip bottle.
Oof.
And an eyedropper. It was literally like an eyedropper bottle. I'd pick it up and put it on my tongue, go squirt. They're like, take an eyedropper.
Jeez. I can imagine that. I mean, that had to be painful. Oh, how the hell did you sleep at night with that halo on?
You don't.
Oy.
You sleep in a chair. You don't lay down.
You don't do anything.
Chair? You have to. You can't lay down.
So what do you strap
your body from my waist to the top of my head was bolted in place. I could not move. I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't turn my body.
So did you have to strap yourself in?
No, you just sit in the chair. That's basically how I learned to play with computers and everything. I wasn't really a computer geek till I broke my neck. That's all I could do. I sat. My brother bought me a brand new. That's when I got into Macs too, because my brothers bought me a brand new Mac and said, "Here, there's nothing else you can do." And all my brothers, one of my brothers was in the military, and a couple of them, they were all over the place at that time. They're all 10 years older than I am. They were all over, and they're like, "Here, have." I remember it was a Macintosh 605. Matter of fact, I think I still have it. I think it's in the attic. I was gonna go up there and look, but it's too freaking hot. I bet that thing's worth some money. Just
wait till the fall.
Huh?
Wait till the fall and then go check the attic.
Yeah. Well, if it is up there, it's probably no good because it's been up there for 20, 30 years now. And it's been cooked.
Yeah.
the attic's not insulated. I mean, the attic's insulated to the house. It's not insulated to the roof. So anything up in that attic is fucking cooked.
Well, look, I'm gonna go because my wife gave me a couple signals. So
the wife gave you signals.
Yeah. So, but I'll still watch you on the iPad. But
I'm gonna kill it. I wasn't even planning on staying this long. So,
well, good night, everybody. Non-fam,
probably gonna go over to Discord.
Everybody else,
go over to the Discord.
Huh?
Go over to Vikings Discord. It's probably where everybody's hanging out.
I might pop in on the iPad, but I have to do it.
Well, that's what I do.
I have to do it from the bedroom.
Uh-oh. We don't need to see you kinky freaking Sergio.
Well, the thing is, my sister-in-law sleeps early, and she's right next door, and I'm a loud talker.
Yes, you are. So am I.
That's the other thing, and that's why my wife is telling me get over there so I don't bother this one.
So fire up a really loud printer for the night.
No, I'm done printing. I did all my printing earlier. Matter of fact, I removed the last prints while I was here.
Anyway.
So tomorrow again. All right. Good night, everybody.
See you,
Tom.
I'm killing it. Y'all have a good evening.
Bye.